Hello, and welcome to McAllister Auditorium. At this time, we ask that you please note this facility's emergency exits. 2 are located to the sides of the stage, and 4 are located at the rear of both the main floor and balcony levels. Thank you.
My name is Dr. Leah Robinson, and I'm the Associate Dean for Student Affairs, and it is my pleasure to welcome everyone to the USC School of Medicine Greenville's 2024 White Coat Ceremony. We have many friends and family here today to celebrate this very special day in the life of our first-year medical students. At this time, I would like to welcome Dr. Casey Eichelberger to the podium to give our invocation.
What a joy it is to be with you this morning, and on behalf of the 3 obstetricians sitting on this stage, I would like to say that this is a lot like a birthday. We're getting to watch the beginning of something really beautiful, and I appreciate you inviting us in this morning. So, colleagues and students, as we gather to celebrate this pivotal moment in your journey, let us pause in reflection and seek guidance. Side note, pausing and seeking guidance have been cornerstones of many great medical careers. I advise you put those skills in your pocket. I'd ask that you consider bowing your head or closing your eyes or entering whatever posture you prefer when communing with something holy. O source of all wisdom, as we don these white coats, may they symbolize not only our knowledge, but also our compassion. Like the ancient physician who prayed for the strength to heal, we ask for clarity in our minds and gentleness in our hearts. As we embark on this noble path, let us carry the spirit of service, as echoed in the words of the Buddha, compassion is the basis of all moral life. May we nurture that compassion in ourselves and in each other. As we stand on the shoulders of those who have come before us, let us remember the words of Maimonides. I will strive to treat my patients with the utmost care and respect, for I am a servant to their needs. I am a servant to their needs. Finally, guide us, O Divine, in our pursuit of knowledge and wisdom, that we may be not just healers of the body, but also of the spirit. In this endeavor, may we find purpose, strength, and unity. Amen.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, our generous donors of scholarships, and our stage party. And a big congratulations and welcome to the class of 2028 and your friends and family. I'm Dr. Phyllis McGilvery, Dean of the School of Medicine here in Greenville, and I am delighted to kick us off here for your white coat ceremony. I want to take a moment and share a couple of things about the class of 2028. I absolutely adore this class. The faculty will tell you that every class has its own distinct personality. Here are some words that have been used to describe your class: hardworking, considerate, engaged, thoughtful, kind, empathetic, affable. In your short time in medical school, you've demonstrated a work ethic that will translate into a very successful career in medicine. Congratulations on a stellar performance thus far. The white coat ceremony is a time-honored tradition that marks the beginning of your journey into medicine. Physicians that participate in white coat ceremonies, like me and those of us on stage, often reflect back to the day that we first received our white coats. I recently shared this story with a group of you at one of our donor dinners. My white coat ceremony occurred before medical school started on a Sunday evening. I was nervous, I was excited, anxious, worried. Did I say nervous and anxious? It was the beginning of medical school, and it was overwhelming to me. I suppose my emotions were on my sleeve and very apparent on my face as the student in front of me turned and introduced himself. He cracked a joke, and he seemed to be 1,000% less anxious than me. He can still read my expressions today and calms my anxiety by cracking a joke or making light of a situation. We've been married now for almost 25 years. So just saying, just look at me. Today, as you get your first white coat, we're all celebrating the beginning of your medical career. And it's a good time to reflect onto the collective why that we physicians share. You will no doubt face challenges, both intellectually and emotionally, and your why will ground you during the times of significant stress that you face. I suspect the Foundation's one module preparation may have already done that. Some whys that come to mind: why? I want to be a healer. Why? Because I want to make a difference. Why? Because I'm a lifelong learner and I enjoy the challenge that medicine brings. Why? Because I care deeply for others. Why? Because I grew up in rural South Carolina and I want to give back to my community. Why? Because I want to understand the cancer that took my father's life when I was only 8 years old. Why? What is your why? These were my whys when I put on my very first white coat. The white coat you receive today symbolizes far more than the beginning of your career. It signifies the trust of your patients. It represents the privilege of entering your patients' lives during their most vulnerable moments, offering them comfort, knowledge, and hope. Throughout your medical education journey, you will be guided by dedicated faculty, many of which are here today, who are not only phenomenal educators, but also mentors and role models. Cherish the wisdom they impart and the experiences they share with you. They believe in you. Listen to their wise counsel, and never forget that they cheer loudly for your success. To the families and loved ones gathered here today, thank you for your unwavering support of these students. Your encouragement, your sacrifices, and belief in these students have played an integral role in bringing them to this pivotal moment in their career. Class of 2028, I encourage you to embrace this opportunity with gratitude. Never forget your why. And look to your left or your right. You never know what that individual could mean for your future. I hope your passion for medicine continues. We're going to pause for a second. I see some of this happening. I hope your passion for medicine continues to grow, your compassion deepens, and your commitment to lifelong learning remains steadfast. Congratulations once again. I am absolutely thrilled to be your dean, and I'm so proud of you. I'd like to now introduce Prisma Health's Chief Clinical Officer, Dr. Jonathan Gleason.
Thank you very much, Dean McGilvery. Welcome, everyone. It's really a pleasure to be with you all on this beautiful day that we're sharing here in South Carolina. And it is a really beautiful day. I think not just because the weather is nice, but also this is such a great reflection of this community and what we're capable of. So I love this day. This is my fourth now white coat ceremony. I'm here with the school. This ceremony in this white coat really is an important symbol. It absolutely is. It's a rite of passage, as Dean McGilvery shared. It's something that you never forget. You will remember this day. I'm remembering my white coat ceremony right now. I was surrounded by friends and family. I remember I was there with my grandmother who inspired my career in medicine, Betty Covington, a great South Carolina nurse from Kingstree, South Carolina, tiny little town, and she just loved it. So reminded again this afternoon that what we do is a very high calling, and these students know that. You're going to enter into the sorrow of your patients with them at times. You're going to enter into their joy. It is an amazing experience to be a physician. It's an incredible pleasure and privilege. I just love it. I was in clinic on Wednesday, and I'm just now thinking about those patients. So every one of these students, just speaking to the community here, for you to know they have absolutely earned the right to be here. It is very difficult to get to this place, and they've earned the respect and the trust of our school, and I know that they will of our patients and our communities going forward, throughout their career. So I'm just now going to speak to the students because I get to talk to them just a couple times, including day 1, hour 1. You all remember, right? Do you remember what I told you? So you've been through a test, so you may have already forgotten. But I do want to remind you of the 3 things. All of you are brilliant. All of you have demonstrated a commitment to your patients. I know those things will grow, but there are 3 things that you may forget, and I want to remind you every time that we're together. One is that the journey really is the destination. This is not the beginning of a journey for you all. All of you, at some point, for me, I was 7. At some point, you decided you wanted to be a physician, and you have done a lot of things. You have studied hard. You have shadowed physicians. You have done so many different things in your journey just to get to this point. This is just another milestone. It's an important one, but it's another milestone. So don't spend the next 10 or 15 years of your training, in my case it was a lot, and don't spend all of those years thinking about the next milestone or milepost. Really enjoy what you're doing, including this moment that you're in right now, which is really a wonderful moment. Stay connected. That's the second thing, remember. Stay connected to the people that helped you to get here. One of my favorite sayings is you can't make new old friends. That is absolutely true, and as you go through life, it is a wonderful and rare thing to have many lifelong friends, and I would encourage you to work hard to do that. And then the third is to continue to live your life in the things that make you uniquely you, whether it is sports or music or the arts or your community of faith or your family. Stay very deeply connected to those things. It will make you a much better physician, I promise you. So a couple reflections on entering into medicine right now. I am very bullish on what it means to be a physician, and I think it's a great time to be entering into medicine at this point. Many of the challenges that we've faced over the last couple of decades we are facing head on right now. There's new technology coming into healthcare that's really going to, I think, pretty dramatically improve the experience of delivering care and really help you to really focus on the wonderful things about medicine and relationships with your patients and focusing on them and listening deeply and intently to them and partnering with them in their journey towards health. And I'm just very bullish. I get to be in rooms where we talk and we think about the future, where healthcare is going, and I think you're coming in at a fantastic time. Good job. Your timing is outstanding. The second thing that I want to say is that at Prisma Health, we're very proud to be a part of this. We're the largest private company in the state, obviously the largest health system in the state, and right now we have 3,508 members of our medical group. Believe it or not, we hired 268 just this summer. That's why we all look tired. And we have another 198 coming over the next couple of months. This is so important to us in achieving our mission of moving the needle and health outcomes here in the state. So this is so important for us. It's strategic for us, and we're very, very proud to be a part of the University of South Carolina and the School of Medicine. And I think the logos on the coats really are emblematic of that. I think it's a fantastic partnership. When the University of South Carolina is doing well and Prisma Health is doing well, then South Carolina is going to be doing very well. Also, students, you're entering into a place where we are very, very focused on winning the trust of our patients through providing great experiences to them. The medical group right now, we understand to be number 2 in the country for likelihood to recommend, which is an important indicator of trust between patients and physicians, and a place where we're very, very good at saving lives, among the best in the country, again, we're told. So you're coming into a great place at a great time, into an organization and a community that really values you, that we look forward to developing a long-term relationship with you. One of the things that I can feel in this room today, and hopefully you can as well, is that it is a pretty unique school. It is very much full of energy and excitement. I think you're going to see that from Dr. Ross here, young Dr. Ross here in just a minute. But we really love this school. We're privileged to be a part of it. It's a pleasure and honor now to welcome all of you into this noble profession. I'll be touching base with you and reminding you of 3 things every time we get together, and I'll be seeing you in clinics. So again, pleasure to be with you all on behalf of Prisma Health. Welcome to the team. And it's my pleasure and honor now to introduce the president of the class of 2028, soon to be Dr. Anshel Ross.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the White Coat Ceremony for the University of South Carolina School of Medicine, Greenville. Thank you, Dr. Gleason, for the warm welcome. Thank you, God, for allowing me to be here, and thank you all for joining us today. Everyone looks stunning. With your permission, I would like to take a selfie to capture this momentous occasion. Is that okay? Mario, you blinked. Thank you guys for allowing me to do that. As I stand here and look across this oddly spacious auditorium, I see 116 students who were selected for their heart's desire to change the face of medicine. I see our support systems who framed our foundation and nourished us as we pursued our lofty aspirations. And to my left, I see my own village who had absolutely no idea that I would be speaking today, or that I was even elected to represent our class's president. Hi, Dad. To my classmates, thank you for entrusting me to be our cohort's voice, confidant, and mediator. To every supporting family member, friend, mentor, donor, faculty, and staff member who took the time to either tune in virtually or arrive here and do so in style, the class of 2028 is immensely grateful for your presence and continuing support. Sincerely, we say thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. Today, we will be receiving, arguably, one of the costliest articles of clothing we will ever wear. I could go on about the fabric, stitching, thread count of each customized white coat, but that is not what makes each coat valuable. The person wearing it is the real treasure. Receiving our coats today not only symbolizes our entrance into the medical profession, but also our dedication to providing compassionate health care to our future patients. We have been blessed with the opportunity to heal and restore. And if you are sitting here, you had to invest a great deal of time, energy, resources, and student loans to fight for a seat in the class of 2028. Of 4,753 applicants, you were chosen to exemplify the values of creative teaching, innovative research, and quality clinical care valued by USC School of Medicine, Greenville. Some of you are coming straight from undergrad, while others are coming from past professions. Our diverse class is composed of first-generation college students, first and second-generation immigrants like myself, military personnel, nurses, teachers, ministers, personal trainers, snake breeders. The list goes on. I am grateful to be able to contribute to a diverse student body that has walked several paths of lives, and I am confident that our unique journeys will shape our tailored approach to healthcare. The beauty of our diverse class became apparent to me during our emergency medical technician training course. For those unfamiliar with our curriculum, USC School of Medicine, Greenville became the first medical school in the United States to require EMT training and certification for the first 2 years of medical school, in order for us to gain early exposure to community medicine. During our training, I found it beautiful how those students with prior nursing experience were generous and patient in helping those who had never worked in a clinical setting. This synergistic relationship that we have begun building has made me so grateful to be a part of a cohort that values cooperation over comparison and competition. As we progress into our first year and continue growing our foundations of medicine, sorry for the trigger, I would like to leave you all with a quote by the late Maya Angelou. If you must look back, do so forgivingly. If you must look forward, do so prayerfully. However, the wisest thing you can do is be present in the present, gratefully. During our didactic training, it will be easy for us to yearn for our clinical years and dream of actual patient encounters. During our clinical years, it will be tempting for us to anticipate our residencies where we can put our knowledge to the test. During our residencies, we will be desperate to obtain the level of expertise of a seasoned attending. And as we treat and educate our future patients and the next generation of medical students, we will look back and miss the pickleball tournaments, the amazing baked goods from our dear Ben Meyer, our Anki heat maps, and emotional breakdowns after our formatives. Okay, we won't miss formatives. Nevertheless, we as a class should be proud and embrace the moment that we are in right now. We fought so hard to be student physicians and deserve to soak up the sunshine and rainstorms that comes with this distinctive calling. Again, thank you all for joining us at this white coat ceremony. Class of 2028, let us continue celebrating and make the most of our time together. We did it, yay! Well, okay. Thank you. I would now like to welcome Dr. April Buchanan to the podium to introduce today's keynote speaker.
Hello, good afternoon. I am honored to introduce our white coat speaker today, Dr. Amr Ansari. Dr. Ansari graduated from Furman University with a Bachelor of Science in Biology in 2012. He then attended the University of South Carolina School of Medicine, Greenville, as our charter class, where I first met him, and graduated in 2016. Upon graduation, he completed his internal medicine residency at Prisma Health Upstate, and then a fellowship in hematology oncology at Atrium Health, Wake Forest Baptist. During his fellowship, he completed a certificate in clinical and translational research at Clemson. He is currently an attending hematologist and oncologist with Levine Cancer Institute. During medical school, Dr. Ansari received the Chris McManus Student Professionalism Award, the Class of 2016 Best Bedside Manner Award, and was inducted into the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Now, Dr. Ansari did provide some entertainment for us as faculty, which is a good lesson for all of you medical students that you don't have to be perfect and you can go on to be an outstanding physician. But during an early OSCE, which is an observed encounter with simulated patients, Dr. Ansari asked all the right questions. He did an amazing physical exam, listening intently over the heart in all the right places, but he failed to place his stethoscope in his ears. He continued in medical school after we talked to him a little bit about the importance of that. But the thing is, I think he just took to heart that the patient was simulated and whatever he heard really wasn't relevant. So no matter what the small blunders are, we know that you go on and do amazing things. And Dr. Ansari, he went on to be an incredibly successful resident and fellow. He earned Stellar Star recognition, Internal Medicine of the Year twice for residency, Internal Medicine Residency Going the Extra Mile Award, the Internal Medicine Residency Excellence in Teaching Award. He also does professional and community service. He did root cause. He led the M4 Advanced Physical Exam Series as a resident. He was part of the Resident Wellness Committee, Residency Integration Committee, Greenville Free Clinic volunteer, and active involvement in the Islamic Society of Greenville. So it is truly an honor to introduce one of our charter class members, Dr. Ansari.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Buchanan, for that wonderful introduction. Appreciate it, and congratulations to the class of 2028. And thank you, Dean McGilvery, faculty, staff, and the students of the class of 2028 for your kindness in having me here. It's really an honor for me to be here, and seeing you all today, I remember my own white coat ceremony 12 years ago. Wow, if that doesn't make you feel old, I don't know what does. So In preparing for this speech, I thought about what advice I could give you all by imagining my own self, my M1 self, that many years ago. So, I have come up with 7 pieces of advice I'll call the 7 Bs. Rather than the letter B, these refer to advice on how to be. As a member of the charter class of USC SOMG, it's very fulfilling to see the extraordinary success of ours and subsequent classes. When we came for our medical school interview, the medical school building was very much still under construction. We had to wear hard hats and safety glasses on the tour. I still have mine, actually. So choosing this school at that time required a leap of faith. Though the school's vision to fundamentally change the way we train physicians drew us here, we believed, and this faith paid off in extraordinary ways. Graduates from our medical school have made outstanding contributions to the practice of medicine across the country. You, the class of 2028, have been selected to join this elite group. Each of you has excelled in their own way to get here, and you've demonstrated all the qualities of an excellent physician. So, my first piece of advice to you is be proud of yourself and of your journey. I remember first dressing up as a doctor at my 3rd grade career day. My dad is a physician and has always been my role model. I actually cut his white coat in half to have it fit. So as you can see, that white coat has only just grown in size gradually as I followed his footsteps. So whether your journey began in the 3rd grade or much later, it's a wonderful journey nonetheless. You each deserve to be here, and you will succeed in your own goals and ambitions. Be confident in your worth and your contributions no matter what. In these next 4 years, you'll have an opportunity to gain from the experience of your peers, professors, and clinical mentors. Be humble and eager to learn. Gather knowledge from everyone you interact with. The lessons I learned here still define me today. I remember the first MI I ever diagnosed, which was on an EMT shift. I still practice the clinical skills we learned in our OSCEs, and Dr. Buchanan, I do put the stethoscope in my ears now, so I've learned. And I still refer back to notes from my clinical rotations. The biggest lessons, however, were the ones that I learned by example from my mentors here. I learned professionalism, compassion, leadership skills, and dedication to the practice of medicine. I learned that the patient always comes first, and that above all, patients will remember most how you made them feel. My clinical training here set me up to excel in my career. You will be successful even beyond what previous classes have achieved. Now, I'm sure with all the excitement today, you also feel some uncertainty and apprehension about the future. This is natural as you take this step into the next chapter of your life. You will make excellent physicians, and you will succeed. But you will also face challenges in your time here and beyond. You will be pushed to your limit, and you will likely fail in some way. And I'm here to say that's all right. I faced such challenges as well. I did have an issue with the standardized tests during my time here at USC SOMG. This was devastating for me, and it shook my confidence in my ability to go forward. But I learned you can't let any failure define you. Your journey is defined by how you respond to that failure. It's difficult, even today, for me to share that I failed. But I do so because I want you all to know that if you experience failure, you can still overcome, be successful, and one day even be asked to give a keynote address. So be prepared for failure, but be fearless. Now, medical training can certainly be challenging, and the time commitment is extraordinary. It can be difficult to give time to everyone and everything that is important, whether it be significant others, family, friends, or your own personal interests. Now is a good time to reflect on what things are important. As you move forward in your training, draw a firm line around them. Make time for them no matter what is going on in your training. Over the course of my medical training, I lost two of the people closest to me, my maternal grandparents. It's hard when your family lives halfway across the world. It was important that I made time to go there no matter what, no matter how difficult it was. Quality time is precious. Though I'll have you know, I did find time to meet and fall in love with a beautiful and kind woman. Spoiler alert, I married her, and she's in the audience here today. Celebrate your milestones with great fervor. Be firm in these boundaries and make sure you don't have any regrets. Maintaining these relationships and interests will help you take care of patients by making you more emotionally aware. On your EMT shifts, you will have a unique opportunity to see the places that your patients live. One EMT visit to a house was eye-opening for me. The patient lived alone, and the condition of the house was almost unlivable. We struggled to even find the patient's medications in the extreme clutter. I later reviewed the patient's chart as part of a project and saw multiple comments from providers blaming the patient for non-adherence. I thought, if only they knew about the patient's living situation. This ability to put yourself in your patient's shoes becomes a basis for your compassion. Practice this exercise often and give all you can to your patients. Remember, though, that you can't give something you don't have. The best analogy of that is that of a bank account. Keep your bank account full by doing spiritually fulfilling and positively impactful things. Prepare for withdrawals from stress, disappointment, and patient challenges. You will do great. Be compassionate and remind yourself of why you are here. So we've mentioned 6 B's so far. Be proud. Be eager to learn. Be fearless. Be prepared for failure. Be compassionate and be firm in protecting your priorities. When you take these pieces of advice together, then you get to the final B. Be resilient. This is important. We are given a huge privilege and honor to be able to take care of patients. Our patients' stories sustain and inspire us. I have so many stories that I keep close to my heart. While I was here on a rotation, I developed a connection with a patient who had head and neck cancer. He couldn't speak, but would gesture for me and write my name, Dr. Ansari. I felt I was just a medical student, but to him, I was his doctor. I remember when I was off one day, he became agitated, and no one could calm him down, even the well-known attending who was there. He kept gesturing to ask, "Where is Dr. Ansari?" I was blown away. The thought that someone would choose to place their trust in me in that way inspired me, and that started my journey towards my current role as an oncologist. I think of these stories often to keep me going on hard days. We have to be resilient for our patients, and I want you to be confident enough in your journey and yourself that nothing can ever bring you down. Now, I want you to take a moment and look around. Look at your fellow students, your significant others, your family, your friends. Remember how you feel now. The excitement, the hope, and the promise of the bright future ahead. Lock this moment away in your mind and heart forever and refer back to it during challenging times. May you all succeed in achieving everything you dream to. May you all spread your light wherever you go and push back all the darkness. May you bring relief to those who are suffering and support those who have no one to support them. I wish you all the very best in your journey ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ansari. We really appreciate your words that are so incredibly important. Our students will have their white coats donned today by Dr. Karen Lommel and Dr. Peter Carrick, and our esteemed scholarship donors. Dr. Lommel, the honor is yours if you will please come forward. Dr. McGilvray also for photos. So we are so thrilled to celebrate this milestone in the lives of our students and your family members and friends. To give you an overview, the students will stand and come on stage to be donned with their white coat when their name is called. Most students are being donned by faculty who will be integral to their education. Some are being donned by donors who have awarded scholarships. After the donning, the students should cross the stage to the dean for a photo and congratulations, and then return to your seats. We do ask, although we know you're excited, that you please hold your applause until all the students have been recognized so that we can celebrate everyone together and hear everyone's names. Will the first row of students please stand? All right, we're going to start with our first student, Andro Abdelnour. He is being hooded by Lauren Stevens. Ryan Adams. Yoel Aguilera Flores. Callum Allison. Sarah Aloy. Grace Anderson. Megan Arnold. Emmanuel Ayala. Amaria Ai. Caroline Bailey. Palmer Ball. Justin Barron. Connor Bates. Maya Beasley. Matt Becker. John Benedetto. Andrew Bennett. Meredith Bend. Brent Blackman. Alex Bowrun. Sally Brown. Daphne Bryan. Cassie Carlson. Tyler Carlson. Hayden Carrillo. Finn Chin. Donned white coat donned by Dr. Mike Kellett. Gabby Cho. Maddie Clark. Olivia Comer. Christian Cormus. Harrison Corns. Logan Kripe. Molly Croswell. Andy Davis. Sophie Estope. Eve Farah. Maya Fiore. Grayson Fletcher. Kelly Forrester. Claire Fortman. Sonia Garg. Chandler Gale. Josue Gonzalez. Jolie Gwynn. Gray Holler. Liza Hopper. Sarah Humer. Sydney Jarecki. Dustin Jones. Sydney Keene. Bradley Coons. Cooper Kiss. Piper Lynn. Spencer Lear. Dr. Lommel, thank you for assisting in the donning. Dr. Carrick, will you please come up to assist? Lawson Logue. Brian Lopez Montoya. Noelle Luzzy. Wilson Maddox. Kelsey Martz will be hooded by Dr. Jonathan Gleason. Brenna Matthews. Catherine McCann. Gracelyn Metz. Ben Meyer. Charles Meyerson. Drew Montgomery. Meredith Morgan will be done by Dr. Hal Shaw. Elizabeth Mosier. Isabella Nashbar. Tin Nguyen. Adeyemi Adewale. Bailey Oliver. Lauren Palmarello. Shandini Patel. She is being done by Pam Walters. Mason Pierce being done by Dr. John Gilpin. Danny Pham by Sister and Dr. Ed Laminack. Colleen Fan. Seth Pichota will be donned by Minor Shaw. Claire Pinkowski. Madison Polak, donned by Minor Shaw. Davis Poppy, donned by Minor Shaw. Dina Kuryakos. Shrika Ravichandran. Ruthie Richardson. William Robinson. Abigail Rohr. Mario Romero. Georgia Roper. Anshel Ross. Logan Russell will be donned by Dr. Jonathan Gleason. James Sorrow. Ray Shias. Benjamin Sievert. Chrissy Smith. Morgan Snyder. Donovan Springle. Allie Stacks. Brandon Stiff. Ethan Stoll. Lexi Stone. Evan Stravulo. Leslie Strickland. Isabel Stringfellow. Brennan Sweat. Jillian Sweeney. Tamia Ward. April White. Jake Williams. Lainey Williams. Matthew Zirkle. And last but not least, Nicholas Sulo. Please join me in giving everyone your congratulations. Next, we will recognize the administration of the oath. Anshel Ross, president of the class of 2028, will lead her class in the oath. Anshel.
Class of 2028, can you please rise with me? Together, we're going to recite our oath that we also handwrote the oath ourselves. You guys ready? Okay. Class, let's read together. As we embark on this journey, to ourselves we pledge the following: to never lose sight of our personal experiences, beliefs, and aspirations that have guided us to this moment, to recognize our limitations, pursue resilience, and lean on others in difficulty, to prioritize our own well-being by adhering to the same guidance we provide, to never forget that our role as physicians in training is not a right but an extraordinary privilege. To those who have nurtured our curiosity from the beginning, we pledge the following: to pay your kindness forward and ensure the next generation of medical professionals receive the same support that we have, to continue to appreciate how you have sacrificed for us and invested in our growth. To our loved ones who are no longer here to witness this accomplishment, we will honor your legacy by healing our patients with empathy, compassion, and conscientiousness. To our fellow clinicians, team members, and medical school faculty, we pledge the following: to recognize that a successful medical team requires each member to exercise honesty, respect, and humility, to leave our egos at the door and not let power differences hinder cooperation, to adhere to the highest standards of accountability and gratefully accept feedback, to foster an environment where everyone feels valued, supported, and encouraged to grow as they work towards the shared goal of optimal patient health. To our patients, we pledge the following: to always acknowledge the innate human dignity, infinite value, and autonomy of each individual as cardinal to our practice, to counsel and educate, walking hand in hand with you toward your improved health, to be lifelong learners and become the most knowledgeable and ethical physicians that we can be. To the community we serve, we pledge the following: to wade into the pain and suffering of the world and meet people where they are, adapting together and toward a healthier future, to ask rather than assume how we can help, and to listen when communities and individuals voice their needs, to recognize the social determinants of health and work towards reducing health disparities through community-led initiatives, to continuously earn the trust of those that we serve, to learn from past harms, and to take ownership of our shortcomings, to uplift those who have been silenced with the continued partnership. We, the class of 2028, take this oath, promising to uphold the guiding principles of this institution, to take pride in the value of our medical education, and to pursue excellence for the future of medicine. Thank you. Please be seated.
Let's give our students one more round of applause. I'd like the class to stand, please. Come on, Anshel. We're going to get our stuff.
Let her do it.
I want to thank everyone for being here to celebrate this special day. Special thanks to Dr. Weiss, Dr. Gleason, Dr. Ansari, and Dr. Harmon to being a part of our celebration. And thank you to all the family and friends who traveled from near and far to be here today. There is one housekeeping note. First, you can sit down. One housekeeping note, please. When the recessional music begins, our faculty marshals will lead the students out to the auditorium and across the roundabout to the fountain to take a class photo. In the interest of not blocking the university up with traffic, we ask that family and friends wait until the students finish taking the photo and return to the auditorium to begin your celebration. Please don't block the roundabout. And now, we officially close our 2024 White Coat Ceremony. The next time we will gather formally will be at your convocation ceremony. Time will go by fast, and we are here to ensure that you are prepared and supported. Class, please stand as we formally close.